It has been 6 years since we have seen Guardians of the Galaxy in their own movie, Volume 2, as seen by that incredibly old shirt. They're great. You know, they're a lovable bunch of jerks, a lovable bunch of a-holes. We are kind of growing up with them. They're arrogant, obnoxious, happy-go-lucky juveniles in the first one. Then they're starting to develop emotions and feelings and actually
connections.
And the connections in Volume 2. So, I mean, of course, if we're following that progression, where does that lead us in 3? We're going to kind of keep things a little on the hush-hush. Mild spoilers ahead. There's a lot of big stuff here. I want to go ahead, I want to praise Marvel's marketing department for this because you guys did a fantastic job of really hiding a lot of the big key moments in this movie. And it makes for a wonderful viewing experience.
I genuinely didn't know really what I was getting out of this. So I kind of wasn't too excited for this movie, but as I got into it and as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is good.
We saw this in Dolby because, you know, obviously. As Dolby goes, projects it in 4K, you've got the rumbling seats, the sound system is next level. However, I could not help but notice this time around in Dolby, we got expanded aspect ratios for quite a few scenes, which was very shocking. That's like IMAX level stuff. There's even one moment where there is something very large on a large scale happening, and the screen is slowly expanding. The image is slowly expanding as that is taking place. Again, I'm being vague because I don't want to ruin anything with the spoilers.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I just don't, you know, personally, I feel like the movie kind of lacked more vibrancy, more like kind of that like boom, that like I saw the potential, but I didn't feel the potential or see the potential. But I saw the potential.
So as you can see, Mrs. Taco's glasses are out of date, so we gotta get things updated. So,
for the colors that were there, though, like, I expected more, like, I've seen past Marvel movies and past Guardian movies, and, like, I would say this one didn't seem as, like... But there was opportunities, though. You can't say there was opportunities.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And look, let's be fair, too. You know, let's go ahead and put that out there. After Volume 2... That's a hard one to follow up in terms of in-your-face visuals and vibrancy.
I don't remember. Was that the one where he's ego?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
I remember bits and pieces, but I don't know. That was years ago.
Here we are. This is genuinely a very highly enjoyable movie.
It is very enjoyable.
It is. And, you know, and it has a sense of trilogy capness to it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how Iron Man 3 felt like a trilogy capper. This feels like a trilogy capper.
Thor
4 felt like a we're going to kick Thor 2 out. That felt like a trilogy capper. So, speaking of...
Some closure.
Exactly. And speaking of closure, we get a lot of closure for characters here. Again, we're going to be vague about a lot of things because a lot of the fun comes in discovering these moments as you take this journey with them. Because unlike the Fast and Furious movies, when these guys say one last ride, they truly mean it. A lot of characters in here have some moments that you don't expect. There's a lot of things that come from characters that you're not anticipating. There's a lot of things that come out of left field, but they really do feel natural. You know, James Gunn, say what you will, good luck with the DC universe, bud, but he has crafted some beautiful characters that you love to hate to love.
Yeah, he took this and ran with it.
He really did. I mean, these are some of the most lived-in characters that we've seen in the MCU in their fullest capacity, and they're troubled people, they're troubled souls. Chris Pratt probably has the most that he has ever worked with in terms of Star-Lord here, with the exception of some bits and pieces in Infinity War. He really has more to do other than, like, I'm cocky, I'm arrogant. You know, look at me, shooty bang bang. Absolutely.
No, I have the opposite opinion. I feel like he actually had less to do. I really feel like this was kind of everyone else's movie in the Guardians. I actually feel like he played more of a backseat role, in my opinion.
Dave Bautista has done nothing but complain about the role of Drax for the past few years.
Does so good.
He gets more to do here.
He does.
And he does well. Maybe if he would just pick and choose his roles better than playing a secret agent babysitting like Schwartz did back in the 80s or 90s. Bradley Cooper does a fantastic job as Rocket. Always. Vin Diesel has never been better. You have Zoe, who is fantastic as Gamora. You know, I mean, you have a whole character progression for her, you know, through Guardians and Guardians 2, Infinity War, and then,
she has to start over.
You gotta hit the reset button.
Yeah.
But then also make it feel fresh and not a retread. So she's doing well with that. Then you have Palm as Mantis, and Mantis is just lovable, and it's
chef's kiss. Like,
I want to say so much more about Mantis, but they really gave her like a new sense of urgency, and I really appreciate that. And then you have Nebula, who kind of functions as like the really irritated older sister of the group, back from college who has to take care of all these a-holes. She does a very good job.
Yeah.
Karen Gillan is a great actress in her own right. You know, her stoic, like, straight man to everybody. Not really in on the joke, but at the same time will throw that barb right back at you faster than you throw it at them.
One thing I can say about these movies is that everyone's designs or costumes or whatever you want to call them, like, is always so, like, hers is particularly is always spot on. Like, it just looks so clean, crisp, like, she looks like that, even though, like, obviously it takes hours of transformation.
There you go. The Guardians of the Galaxy movies have always excelled at physical sets, building sets, putting people in costumes and prosthetics and makeup. Yes, we have CGI because, welcome to the movies. But it feels like a lived-in world, you know, as they're walking through nowhere and the dirt's kicking up, or as they're walking and you hear them crunching on just debris and crap on the ground. It really does truly
feel like
add
they're
to
home.
it. Nothing has to feel like there's not that feeling of sterility where it's all CGI. And speaking of sterility and everything being perfect and way too clean, we have the High Evolutionary as a bad guy. I've been excited ever since they've announced it because I love the High Evolutionary. And let me tell you, okay, he kills it.
He kills it.
He kills it. One of the things that I've appreciated within the past few Marvel movies, even though we didn't review Ant-Man, I still loved it about Ant-Man. We have had some really solid villains, and I think this guy might top Kang for me. Does he top Namor? I don't know. Maybe, probably. I have to rewatch and everything like that. But he's a fantastic baddie.
He was psychotic yet.
There's a psycho sympathy to it.
Very weird.
There's a psycho sympathy, but then there's also a line of dialogue in there where he responds back, and it's almost like it's a very impatient sense of what he's doing, where he's fed up with it not happening as fast as he wants it to, and that I think is like the whole key to his character, and it's amazing.
I will say this: he's not a physical character.
He's not physical,
but like, man, when he talks, like, it's just like he does really well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely the best bad guy that we've gotten in Guardians. Sorry, Kurt, no offense, but this wouldn't be Guardians of the Galaxy, would be James Gunn without the music. And I have to say, I love the music here. There's just something so beautiful and so invigorating about watching the Guardians jump out in their Among Us suits as the Dolby screen expands into that IMAX aspect ratio, hearing Space Hog blast on the speakers as your seat vibrates to the music.
I didn't feel any
movie moment of the year, maybe. It's in the top 5 for sure, top 3 for sure. It's incredible.
It could have been better.
We're not going to spoil any of the other needle drops because Space Hog was in the trailer, but some of these other songs that pop up, you might not know them, but you're going to on the way home, guarantee. It got a great soundtrack here, and everything fits perfectly.
We didn't get to say as much as we would like, just because it's like, it's just...
We're trying to tone it down on spoilers here. You know, there's some things that really just do need to be... That's like walking into Endgame for the first time, and some dude's walking out, he's like, man, wasn't it wild when Cap picked up Thor's hammer and said, oh, Avengers assemble, and everybody came through the portal?
You will tear up. Like,
let's... One final note. The emotions.
It hits you. It comes out of like nowhere.
It comes out of nowhere.
I'm just like, am I tearing up? Do I have emotions right now? Wow.
Be like me and embrace it. Just let it happen. When you feel liquid run down your face, yes, of course, check to see if there's a ceiling leak first, but then just let it happen. There's plenty of gut punch moments that come out of nowhere that you're not expecting.
Good and bad.
Good and bad. That's just the power of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Go see it. And then when you're done, go see it again. And then when you're done, come back. Let us know what you think. Or if you've seen it already, because they've had some sneak previews throughout the week and the marathon and everything like that. Thanks, work. Couldn't make it. Then let us know that in the comments below. If you hated this movie, I give this 2 thumbs up.
Are we doing this? Oh my god.
Yeah, for the first time because you're so excited about this movie.
How many you
there's only 2 thumbs.
Oh, I'm going to give it a thumb and half of my toe.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in theaters now. Go see it. And make sure you stay until after the... Why are we telling you that? It's Marvel.
You know.
Until next time, guys, when VHS Talk was signing off, I need to go buy tickets and then find my Walkman. And I will see you guys... Well, actually, technically, it's Zune. And I will see you guys on the next go-around. Adios.
Bye!